90s represented a crucial chapter in the rise of hip-hop. A lot of people refer to it as the golden age of hip-hop.
We were celebrating the art form, the dance, the fashion, the family aspect, the records. There was such a pride.
Hip-hop was really starting to make an impact. About the golden era, the 90s, I mean, the rise of hip-hop. Hip-hop was really starting to make an impact.
We're getting artists that are taking it to another level.
90s hip-hop was filled with some of the most iconic East and West Coast founding fathers like
Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z, Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre.
Like this, that, and this, and during the 1990s, some of the most popular acts, certainly Tupac and Biggie, really representing that East Coast, West Coast rivalry. Both of them really playing out not only the rivalry in the streets and in their songs, but on the charts as well. Both of them had #1 hits on the Hot 100. Both of them were, charting many top 5, top 10 tracks. So those were definitely two of the big pillars of the 1990s. You also had artists come through like, of course, Jay-Z by the decade's end, LL Cool J.
Naughty by Nature, they had crowd participation. People wanted to be told what to do. Put your hands in the air and say yeah, and they do it.
When it came to women trailblazers on the East Coast, you had Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte.
And then on the West Coast, Yo-Yo.
Stop killing each other, learn to love each other for the sake of our mother and our brother. I really came in the game, really wanted to defend women. I wanted to be that voice that said, when women just don't want your money and your sex and your things, and that we will be respected.
I'm in the 90s, you're still in the 80s, right? I rock the mic, they say I'm not ladylike.
Hey, look, in the 90s, you had also a crop of women that really were just, competing just as strongly at the top of the chart like the men. Cats like Da Brat, you had Queen Latifah in the mix, Lil' Kim, Monie Love, Salt and Pepper were up there. And there were a lot of hip-hop groups in the 1990s as well. It wasn't just the solo artists getting all the shine, but you had the rise of acts like Tribe Called Quest, Public Enemy, Wu-Tang, Outkast, Ghetto Boys.
You can't have a conversation about the growth of hip-hop and its importance without addressing another key chapter in its evolution, which was the rivalry between the East Coast and the West Coast.
West side, when we ride, come equipped with game.
So there was a very famous classic beef between Biggie Smalls, the notorious B.I.G., and Tupac Shakur. But they started coming for each other and it became dangerous.
So the first Billboard rap chart officially came with the magazine March 11th, 1989. Hip-hop songs had been allowed on the R&B charts before, and we'd seen actually a lot of them get really successful. I Need Love by LL Cool J, probably the defining hit, #1 all the way on the R&B chart. When you have a song like that, LL Cool J going all the way to #1 in an established genre, that really set off, notice that maybe this needs to be tracked and monitored in its own way on a national level.
I feel like it's very significant in the sense that it allowed people like Queen Latifah, Yo-Yo, MC Lyte, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys, to finally have their music charted and ranked in a respectful way versus this just throwaway, oh, hip-hop's not gonna go anywhere sort of genre. Lexus is proud to honor iconic Black artists during Black Music Month. Continue watching this exclusive look at hip-hop history on Billboard, presented by Lexus. Can't talk about hip-hop and not talk about fashion now.
The hip-hop fashion of the golden era was so chic because it was baggy and sexy and upscale.
The first name that pops into my head is Misa Hilton. She was one of the most iconic stylists to come out of the 1990s. We're talking Lil' Kim, Biggie, all the different colors, the fur, the candy bra. Come on. These days you have every rap girl is wearing a colored wig. Who was wearing a colored wig before Lil' Kim? Okay, that's what I thought.
Bold colors, the jewelry, the accessory game was off the chain.
The earrings I wear are called dolphins.
The hoop earrings, right? I think that's ghetto. But now a girl can't walk around town without a hoop, or at least having it in the closet ready to go. So I think fashion and hip hop is just so important. We have to recognize just what Black people have contributed to this.
Yeah, yeah. Where your Lexus Jeeps and the Benz Jeeps and the Lincoln Jeeps and the Benz.
We started to see the commercial impact of hip hop music on the community. And then you had an artist like Biggie Smalls who did Hypnotize.
Called the Lexus LX 4.5.
Lexus is one of the brands that consistently shows up. Everybody from Kanye West to Jay-Z.
Off-white Lexus, driving so slow, but BK.
Looking back at the 90s as a whole, I think proliferation is really the thing that comes to mind. Hip hop really changed in those 10 years to become not just, one location and one sound, but spread out across the entire country, and it really could be anything you wanted it to be.
Every time something new came out, there was still that chorus going, this isn't gonna last. It's a trend, it's a fad, it's gonna fade out. And we see that it hasn't.
While the golden era of hip hop in the 1990s took the genre to unforeseen heights, no one could have predicted what would unfold in the coming years, as hip hop only continued to expand, becoming a global phenomenon.